Instead, pledge, bring the meeting over.
Computer at.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley, trustee Mitchell, trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Westcoviac,
Yes.
trustee Weir.
Yes.
Need to approve the minutes and the finance committee's report.
So move.
Second.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Westcoviac,
Yes.
trustee Weir.
Need, huh? Oh, okay. Need a motion to amend the agenda to add 314 Brentwood and 1523 Mites. There's the lots for bids. Minimum $3,000.
Minimum?
Yes. We should raise that to 5. Trying times.
This is just a motion for the agenda,
Yes,
then we'll do
yeah,
it down
yeah.
below. Actually, you need to add the,
108 West 3rd Street to advertise for property along the alleyway too.
That's gotta be a different minimum though, because
Yeah.
that's only 25
Yeah.
to 60. That's those 25-foot strips.
You can't
my
check it.
grandparents used to own.
Yeah.
so we need a motion to amend the
Yeah.
agenda.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Mitchell, trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Westcoviac,
Yes.
trustee Weir.
Yes.
I didn't put Tiffany.
I don't have anything to say. I'm good.
Richard?
Start off on how many calls. We were out on a total of 51 calls. 4 of them were structure calls between our district and other departments. Looks like we ran 22, 23 medical calls with the ambulance. The rest was just a mixture between false alarms and,
Fire alarms.
yeah. We've been down at Lebanon Chemical quite a bit here lately. They've been working on it. And we've been down to Autumn Fields quite a bit because they're saying the air in the attic is getting too hot and it's setting alarms off. Then we turned in some quotes I'll start off with the air packs from MES. This is the last set of air packs that we have to replace, and it'll be on engine 1. So we'll be caught up after this. Next set of air packs we won't have to buy unless we purchase another truck later on down the road. We should be about 10 years out before we start having to replace air packs again. So the total is $83,000 on this set. It comes for 6 air packs, be 12 bottles, 6 masks, and it also comes with 3 RIP packs. So if you got any questions, I can answer them. Just for you guys that don't know what a RIP pack is, it's pretty well an air pack that we carry in if we get an individual that's down in a fire or another fireman. It allows us to either hook to it. So if we get a fireman that's down in the fire that's out of air, it's a bottle that has a couple quick connects on it. Come in, we can unhook his bottle and hook onto that and give him air till we can get him out. Or individuals, we carry an extra mask with it so we can come in, put a mask on an individual and help them get out. We currently have 3 now, but like I said, they're up for the same with all of our other air packs. So this is the last year we can use the MSAs.
Need a motion to purchase the MSA air packs.
I'll make a motion to purchase for $83,042.85.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Mitchell, trustee Sheets,
Yeah.
trustee Westcoviac,
Yes.
trustee Weir.
83 what? How many
83,
pennies?
85.
Don't pay that.
If we don't bet at 86, we reject it, right?
Yeah.
I also turned in a quote for 5 more sets of gear. The total on that was $20,965. I think we talked with Dave and Tiffany about using the money we got off engine 2 that sold for right at $20,000. So
So I was 4.
Yep. I will still have to purchase some more gear next year, but this will get us, you know,
Or later this year.
yeah.
Okay.
You said those are like 6, 8 months, 9 months. out.
Well, we're still waiting on gear we ordered last year. So they said they should be in mid-July.
Coming from
We
China.
paid for it yet?
I don't think so.
I don't, I mean, who's it to? Is it
It'd be
MES?
Alexis.
Oh,
No, MES is our extrication and our.
Yeah, but we just paid for some of that. We paid Alexis. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. So,
Need a motion to approve bunker gear purchase.
Make motion.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley, trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Sokoviak,
Yes.
trustee Weir.
Yes.
And the last thing I got is, during the cleanup and the townwide rummage, Scotty brought up that we were doing fill the helmet for that individual out in Oakwood. And the fire department raised $1,200. So, that'll be a total. Good job. $2,400 with what the village is gonna match. We reached out to his mom. We were gonna do it next Wednesday, but he's gonna be in the hospital for 3 days. So she's supposed to be getting back with us and letting us know a good date for him to
Okay.
accept it. They're gonna come up to the station. We can notify you guys through I am responding, because I'm pretty sure most of you guys are on I am responding now. And I can give you guys a date on when they're gonna be there. So. Thank you for the air packs and the gear.
Thanks for you guys volunteering.
Yeah. Kidding.
But
The ambulance service, had a total of 60 calls for service last month. We had 56 total calls in Tilton. Day shift 33, covered 20 of them, dropped 13. Night shift 23, covered 11, dropped 12. Total calls to Oakwood, we did 11. Total calls to other agencies besides Oakwood, which would be Arrow, Danville, and
Portion.
BMT, Danville, was 7. We covered 5, and we dropped 2 of them. We had one call that we were busy on, that we couldn't respond to our own call, and we did 8 transfers. Handed each of you a packet of pictures. It's no secret, we've been talking about it for a while, about the condition of the, heavy condition of the station for the EMTs. You can go through the pictures if you want. The one with the yellow light, that light's full of water. I don't know how much longer the ceiling's gonna stay up there. You can see in one or two of the pictures, cracks in the wall at the ceiling in that room. You can see the condition of the floor. We had done, I don't remember what we paid, $1,500, I think, for flooring back when we put that wood floor down, and it ruined it when it flooded. One of the 3 floods, we took it out. You can see at the bottom, all the walls are starting to fall apart. There's mold starting to grow in there. Also gave you a drawing of what we've been looking at trying to do. We talked to Dave, and a couple of years ago, or a year ago, as Billy said, that we talked about maybe doing a modular, and Dave decided that probably wouldn't be feasible. Probably be more than what it would be just to maybe build something next to the station, not attach it to the station, but next to the station. And then we could build a hallway between the station and the building. And if we did this, then it was Dave's suggestion that maybe we take and gut the station and make it another bay in there for storage or whatever. I don't know where we go from this. It's up for discussion with you guys. I give you everything that I have, give you the drawings. You can look at it and make comments on it, see what your thoughts are. Did have a couple of EMTs that tried to get to come to Tilton, show them around station, kind of turn their nose up when they walked in and seen where our condition. Pictures with the people in it, they're okay. It's just showing you the proximity of if you're sitting in the living room and somebody's in there taking a poop, you ain't gonna get away from it because it's so close to the bathrooms. And then how
Yeah, we
how
don't.
small it is for.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You couldn't go, yeah.
The other thing I have is I got an email from the ambulance building. We are on schedule with the ambulance, except for that bumper that I told you I didn't really want. And you said, well, why don't we get it? The card, Tiffany, that was on there, yeah, that would be the holdup because you can't get it in. So I'm gonna email him and say, don't let that be a holdup, a brush guard for the ambulance. But it's on, he said it's on schedule. I turned in the final quote for that, or not final quote, the final billing. And they want to charge us $1.28 a mile to deliver it. We'll go down and pick it up instead of having to pay $1.28 per mile. Because that's right now,
Where is
fuel
it?
prices.
Keep going,
That's Arcana.
gas prices keep
By the
going.
time it's done, I don't know what the gas prices are, and it may raise again.
Days are gonna be done. I'm gonna be down
November.
Everyone wants to go.
November.
Hey, we
Two
could
of
sleep in the ambulance and camp. That'll be a nice sunny place.
there. You don't have a bed in the back
Oh, yeah.
yet.
Take our sleeping bag.
There we go.
I don't have anything else. Anybody have questions for me?
What we need to do, get Bob on this. Budget, Dr., you know where that side of the pad is over there?
I'm sorry, Bob.
On the side of the, is there a pad or something already on?
No, that's way over by the street.
Well, I didn't know if it had to be tore out
No,
or something.
No. That's,
our training pad.
yeah, that's what the fire department uses to do their training on the extrication of cars at. The old, it's the old floor to the old garage, street public works department garage.
I wasn't sure how close it was to the building.
It wouldn't be, well, I had suggested maybe a pad 2, and Dave thinks that it needs to be on with a crawl space.
Mhm.
The only thing that we didn't add into this drawing or layout was a closet for the hot water heater and the furnace, which we would take those out of the building because they're new, as well as the appliances are new also. We could take those out, but we would want to build a closet basically on the back side of what you see is a labeled closet. I don't have a picture.
Lock.
Oh, lockers,
No.
ladies lockers, labeled lockers.
Well, on the back side of lockers, yeah. We would have them put a closet in there to put the water heater and the furnace in it.
Need to get quotes on it or?
Yeah, we gotta get estimates or something.
And where do
Or
you,
you might have to, like Dave said, you have to.
you have to have some spec though.
Yeah, you'll have to have something
You gotta
besides this, yeah.
Have
International building
specifications.
codes and that pay prevailing wage and
Yeah.
Certified payroll.
Yeah, that's what on the size of this.
It's 1,400 square feet. Who up there has the drawing that has the little squares on it? It didn't copy out on everybody else's.
Little squares.
It looks like graph paper.
Oh, yeah, you see the door open.
Anybody got one? It might be on the printer still.
Somebody got the original.
I think it's in the back seat of my car.
It might still be there.
I think it's in the back seat of my car.
No, but this is a new one.
Huh?
We reprinted it for you.
Oh,
Dave has one somewhere in his office, I think, that shows, when we drew it out, we did each square was a foot.
right.
And it's on graph paper, and I think he's got one, gave him one in his office a week ago. The bedroom sizes are basically about the same bedroom sizes they are in that, there it is.
Judy had it.
Yeah.
Huh.
What size are them bedrooms?
9 by 10.
9
9
by,
by 9 or 9 by 10. Here.
Thank you.
Just out here, you really need 4 bedrooms.
So if at any time we have 2 units down there, you can't put a guy and a girl in the same bedroom.
No, but you could have a guy's bedroom and
But if you have,
3 guys,
Two
1 girl.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna sleep in a bunk, because I'm not gonna sleep in a bunk.
No.
You sleep on the bottom.
No. My head. Did that out no good. I ain't doing that again. Again, this is what we propose. It's up to you guys to decide what you want to do.
Well, I just think storage space, you need people that.
I-
There for storage.
Well, if you have 2 ambulances, you need 2 crews. You don't have to have.
Then you got 3 bedrooms.
What's this,
Yeah, 3.
women and men,
What kind of storage you're thinking, Billy?
Well,
two holders,
Well, we'll have a
Storage or
bay,
something like
we'll have the bay that would take care out for storage.
stationary, you hold hands,
Hold on.
like Lapita's.
Yeah, I know, that's partition.
Well, not adding on, we just getting drawn in there.
well, I say, if you had an outside wall,
I don't want the water on the outside wall, because that's the problem we have now.
well, I'm saying width wise, you'd be closer to be able to see.
It's up for discussion. I
Well, no,
you know,
I mean,
so
This is a
I
ball.
want to build for the future, not for today.
Two,
And at some point down the road, maybe we might be full-time, I don't know. That we might need the 4 bedrooms, or if you decide to sell the property, you can split it and sell a 4-bedroom house. Or sell it as one and somebody out of the garage.
Virgil,
Virgil.
huh?
you want to see the graph?
I wrote 9, but yeah,
Want my hearing aid?
that is 1,400 square feet.
Go ahead, Billy.
I got it, the rest of the meeting, don't know.
I think it was 40 by 35.
You don't know how many times I did that. And like I said, it's up for discussion. I think that we would be good with 4 bedrooms, just because we don't want to,
10, 20, 30,
we've done a lot of building around here, and it's never for the future.
9,
10,
that's right.
10,
I thought it was 9.
Nine, knew it, otherwise.
A lot of times that's.
40 without
9,
the,
9, 9, 9, 9.
Built for the moment. I just.
oh, 9's this away, 40
4 bedrooms.
that away. That'd be 36, I don't know what size this is.
We tried to arrange it so that somebody was.
Gotta be bigger.
Bathroom.
4 9's is
It's
36.
very uncomfortable, especially with new people, and they don't know.
I
who you are.
I might have forgot to add that one.
Staring at the bathroom door, watching TV above it, and they're going.
That shows bigger bedroom, so
Mhm.
Yeah, I've never been in
Supposed to be the
that might
same.
be 10 to 10 or
It
something.
ain't to me, but you know,
Problem is with making bedrooms 9 by 10, it's gonna be hard to put 2 beds.
I'll look at it this way, I'm not embarrassed because if I clear out the TV room.
2 beds.
that's right, you do.
He's talking about putting 2 beds in 1 room. It's
So
kind of,
where are
You
we,
know, I mean, I invite any of you and all of you to come down to the station and just see the condition of
four
it.
sometime?
but sometimes we
You
don't.
don't have to just go off the picture.
Well, I know we have 4 people per day.
Is it gonna be adequate
Yeah, if you're saying you're talking about building for the future, will that be?
for the ambulance service? I would not imagine we would ever have more than 2 units if we ever went full-time.
Well, I'm saying, did you want to expand out the bedroom side? to make it-
Well, that would, so
make it a
that
little
would,
deeper, so
no, because at some point, depending on what happens with,
well, the reason I'm saying that is, Bush, because I noticed in the bedroom, you're gonna have closets in them.
no, we don't have closets in the bedroom now.
Well, I'm just saying,
Um,
you put closets in there, so extra clothing and stuff can be stored in there.
Well, that's why we put the lockers out there in the hallway, because, you know, you and me sharing a locker, we'd be all right, we know each other. But the next person, you know, may not want to,
Well, that's why I said the bedroom, because that way there, if I got to change, I get more than one change. So.
they may be, you know, I don't know.
And then you can free up that locker area. and you
For
can
the-
put that up for your hot water heater or whatever.
We could, and actually, I think the center room, it looks bigger on that paper.
Yeah, the computer,
It's actually the same size though, isn't it? I think.
well, it doesn't look like it to me, it looks bigger.
I know it.
Squares
I
are
didn't- I thought when I counted the squares, it
Yeah,
was the same
squares.
size, so.
yeah, they're the same.
Yeah, it's the same, that miller is the same size. So the office that we have now is big enough to set, one person set in to work on a computer. The computers have to be in a room that has a door on it, that can be locked because it's HIPAA. It has to be HIPAA compliant. And we have one computer that's out in the kitchen right now, that anybody has access to. We do have a password, but passwords are only good for so long. So we were looking at putting both the computers in one room, and that's why they're a little bit bigger. We could probably condense it down a little bit, but what we have now, I think, is like 5 foot wide. And it's.
It was a
It's
closet.
got a trash can and printer and desk and computer and books and. I know, I see what you're saying.
You have all your medical lockers and stuff out in the garage.
And yes, everything is out in the bay, in the cabinet. Which is pretty, I don't want to say it's tight, but it's tight. We can move those to the bay, just created if we do this. Like right now, they've got a table set up back there behind one ambulance, that's where they sit at, to eat and stuff out in the bay.
Could you set up one of the bedrooms strictly for the females?
That's
Like two twin beds as a room?
That's our goal.
Well, the other thing we need to think about too is heating and air conditioning, you gonna do overhead, pour this on a slab, or we gonna have a foundation?
I don't want it on a slab.
Huh?
I don't want it on a slab, cause you can put utilities underneath it, cause they put it on a slab, then something goes wrong, you got busted all back up.
Start putting them air conditioners in the attic, first thing you know, they.
That's the problem we got now.
Yeah, that's the problem we got now. The hot water heater was up there and blew the bottom of the hot water heater out. And the ceiling caved in. It's,
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, I think we ought to put a like a basement in there. And the only reason I'm saying that is we get a tornado warning or whatever, they gotta have somewhere to go besides just a regular shelter.
Yeah.
Plus, if they need additional space, they can use it.
More storage.
And then you can also use it to come out.
we get a brass pole.
You have.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
We'll give you a slide.
No idea.
It's all part of it.
But it's got sewer lines.
I'm happy, Brad.
Made a
We're
farm.
gonna slide so it's safer for you.
We got 2 of them over there.
That's.
I'd say have a basement anyway.
And that would also solve your water heater and all that, you can put it in.
Then that would also give you extra room if you ever needed to expand, right?
Yeah, be cooler.
Elevator.
Go downstairs.
Oh, here,
go find out how much.
We need to do something.
We got where do you want to send it to, instructional engineer or to get specifications or?
I'll be honest with you, you probably have an architect do it.
Okay,
I don't think you'd have to have an engineer do it. I
no,
think you get by with an architect.
okay.
I mean, they do have the houses, they know the building.
Yep.
You can buy plans online too.
We just gotta have something to be able to bid out for specs.
Yeah, you gotta have specs.
Specs.
Yeah.
Yeah, with an architect.
Yep. And that's what we done in the last building.
Like I said, put a basement in there with a rubber foundation on it. That way they got storage, they got somewhere to go and get storage, all the utilities in the basement. So if anything leaks.
Is there any sanitary sewer lines or anything under that lot's gotta be moved?
No, there's a line to the garage, but it's way over.
There should be one of the old houses there.
We cut
They
them off.
have to use it for that, for the new addition, for the new building.
We cut them off.
Cut them off.
Across the streets for sale, or, it's empty because they think the person died.
Sutton's.
He did die. We took him to the hospital. He died.
Is it a nice house?
Used to be,
He's been dead for a while, actually.
Where's that, next door?
across the street, on the corner, it'd be the northwest corner of Grant and,
1824. That's the one used to have all the evergreens in front of it and everything,
how can you see it, because the grass is so high.
south of it?
Right, it sits around the corner.
Grass is almost to the fence right now.
What is there one next to?
We've been mowing.
We
mowed the outside.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Build a breezeway between the two. That way it's not connected
We
to
have
it.
2 doors.
You can put a breezeway across the road and just
Tunnel.
lift it up when cars go by.
Tunnel. Tunnel.
So we need a motion to send it to an architect.
He got-
Billy made a motion.
Second.
Okay.
We all seconded, no need to vote.
Oh, you already did?
I don't know, we just all said it at the same time.
Judy,
Yes.
Bob, Patty, Virgil,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Weir.
If someone take a note for the architect, we want a basement.
Yeah, I did. I put it on there.
Better get somebody to treat that mold.
Well, they
That ain't healthy.
Well, that mold that's the very first picture is coming from the outside, because that's when we had whoever put the window in, they didn't seal it, and it started, it leaked, and then it started the mold growing. So that mold's coming from probably inside the wall.
That'd be tough.
We ended up spraying some of that new stuff on there, it becomes rubber. We ended up sealing it ourselves with that, and you can see where the window's coming away from, there's dropping in the wall in that bedroom.
Anyway, that's what we get, what we get is,
Yeah.
still, you can basically strip the other one and just do away with all the stuff.
Do away with the windows and all the inside stuff. The only thing is that your water is right there, on that outside wall. It freezes every winter. If we don't leave the water trickle, it freezes. It is like, I mean, it's inside the wall, so there can't be much insulation between it and the outside wall.
How big?
Inside the wall.
Especially a metal wall.
Mhm.
So we're not tearing down the old building.
No,
No, we're just,
Go use it for garage.
or use it to still store your animals.
we're gutting, adding another bay on it, more or less.
So that way, if we don't get rid of the other ambulance, we got room for it.
Yep. All right, anything else, Butch?
No, that's all I got.
TJ,
Routine trash pickup through town, cleaning, maintenance of buildings and restrooms, routine maintenance on vehicles and equipment. We got all the stop signs installed. 16th King, Grant, Washington. Cleanup this year, seniors, we had 120 call-ins. We got them done with 17 dump truck loads to the landfill. Trash cleanup at the ballpark, we had 89 residents come through. We ended up filling 7 30-yard roll-off containers. We added a new drain and pipe at the lake to help with the washout that was over there. I think we got that taken care of. Grant/King Street storm sewer job got completed. They began cleaning and televising storm lines down on Delwood for an upcoming project. And we raised a couple catch basins in Washington Street area and 7th Street area. We had 33 Julies, 1 after-hour call out, and 10 work orders. I put in a quote for 2 new message boards. Since our other ones are old, obsolete, no longer working, you can't get parts to fix them. I think these would help. They're smaller, they'd fit in residential areas more to help inform the residents of stop signs coming, events, different things, road closures. The quote is through Regan Traffic Control for 2 of them. It's $36,032.
I'll make the motion.
that was about 10 quotes later, right?
Yeah.
Trying to get what we wanted. Trying to get the price.
Radar is.
Mhm.
You get a second?
Nope.
Oh, no.
I've got it.
Yeah, Scotty said-
Oh, Scotty did? That's all
I
right.
thought somebody said something, but
Everybody's waiting on me.
I ain't even heard it.
I'll just pass them down the line.
Making all kinds of motions.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Kubiak,
Yes.
trustee Weir.
Yes. We don't want to speak loud because people can hear it on the video.
I also turned in a quote through CM Custom Steel Works for to replace our 2 doors in the wash bay at the shop. They're the original doors. And throughout the years of all the salt has took a toll on the doors, the openers, the chains. We've had numerous repairs on these doors. And after this last repair, the guy said we're on borrowed time for the doors. So I got a quote for $16,638.40 to replace both them doors. And these have a car wash modification. So I'm assuming it's some kind of coating that will help resist the salt from us washing in the winter and help get longevity out of the doors.
Is this the only bid we got? You try Byerly or anybody?
That's the only one I got. Cause I can get more if you want more from.
Bidding this out?
Is the minimum now. Okay.
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Mitchell, trustee Sheets,
Yeah.
trustee Kubiak,
Yes.
trustee Weir.
That's all I have.
Bill,
A little busier last month. We had 468 calls for service, made 29 arrests, 49 PNTs for the month, 137 citations, 41 warnings. Ordinance violations, we issued 19 after giving 15 warnings. That's pretty much it, other than we also started with the K-9 program this week. They've been bearing the heat and out there. Officer Nipper and his partner Ronan are outside after the meeting if you guys want to see the dog in the car. But
he's in the building.
But I also just need to bring up, I'd like to switch, get phones for each officer and one for the part-time car for a total of 8 through FirstNet, which I think is like $39 a month, I believe is what Tiffany said. Also, since it's for first responders, I think they were also looking to include Lori
And TJ.
and TJ in it for a total of 9 or 10, whether we cancel mine or not.
And the reason being is so the officers don't lose their phones for.
Right, because they use it for photos, for evidence, everything else, and especially with Troy and the K-9, he's got to keep track of all his K-9 things on the phone, along with his computer, which can all be pulled up into court.
Arouse them to, if the towers are full of disaster, they'll be the first ones to get through.
Need a motion to
I'll
approve.
take a motion. Or Billy did.
Billy.
I'll second it.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Mitchell, trustee Sheets.
Yeah.
Trustee Kubiak,
Yes.
trustee Weir.
Yes.
Anything else, Bill?
That's all I have.
You doing,
I can-
okay.
Aye.
You got anything, Jeff?
No, I just want to say thank you to the ambulance and fire services for everything you've done for my dad. We really appreciate it.
And we'll continue to do it.
Thank you.
Lori?
Everybody, we got the all paid system up and running to where we can take credit cards. Ryan's worked really hard getting it online. Where people can make payments for the community center, ATV park registrations, golf cart stickers, ambulance fees can now be paid online, PNTs can now be paid online, and the municipal court fines for anybody that has a municipal court can be paid online.
Only $300 PNC.
Yeah, I know, I got to check on that. But I want to say we've got like, what, 5 ATV registrations just in the few days
Yeah.
from people out of town that probably would have never done it because they would have to come in and,
We brought in over probably 1,000, I haven't added it up, but 1,000 to 1,500 in a week.
you
You know, that,
know, I might not have ever gotten.
Yeah.
So it's all online, can pay it online, so.
Working on a DocuSign too, so they can sign the waiver electronically and it gets automatically emailed to the city hall emails.
Cool.
So they can do all that and they'll get a copy.
Good. Anybody in the public have anything?
You know how to do it.
For our cable service, which the current name is Sparklight, they've been giving us rate increases that are a little out of line. It's almost kind of like the gasoline prices in slow motion. Now, when they said that they wanted to be the cable service, they brought up a few points about what was good about them. One of them was local access. Well, first they hid behind the COVID crisis and we didn't have access. And now we just don't have access, period. Now, I know we're kind of boxed in there, but my question is, in our agreement with them, if that is in the agreement, then that would be a violation that could be broken. And I just wondered if, I've never heard of anything like this, but could the village, the entire
Oh,
village,
Bridgman.
be put on something like direct or dish?
Well, I know Allerton has their own cable company. Inside L,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
I just had Sparklight at my house Tuesday to fix my internet, and he told me that in the very near future, they're doing away with cable TV. It's all gonna go through an internet, and you've got that Fire Sticks for all your TVs.
Streaming.
That's what they're doing with phone lines
Yeah,
too. We just
yeah.
got an email.
Well, on top of the rate, on top of the rates they give us, to the best of my knowledge, in 40 miles around us, for all that money we pay, we're the only cable system that doesn't get either Cubs or Sox games.
That's because Cubs is.
That has to do with regional sports.
Yeah.
lines.
Well,
I've worked in cable for 30 years, so.
cable, the Cubs got their own network.
Yeah, they-
Marquee.
It has to do with regional.
Both of them have their own network, but other cable systems feed into the customers.
But they pay for that too. That's a subscription they have to
Well,
pay.
hell, for all the money they're charging us, maybe it's worth it, depending on what the charge is gonna be.
But you gotta be careful, because Dish doesn't have the Marquee network.
Yep.
DirecTV does, but Dish don't have that. Yeah, because my wife's a Cubs fan, and we got,
My neighbor just changed to,
I'll
what the hell, some funny name
I'll
for
hook
streaming,
that boy.
Fubu or
Oh,
something,
FUBI or what?
something Fubi
oh,
or,
you're talking about.
he gets that mark, huh? No. Fubi or Fubu or, I think he said it's like $70 a month. And he
That's streaming.
streaming and he gets the Cubs on it.
I'm gonna suggest everybody just start reading books, because when it's all said and done, they're gonna charge you up the button, nobody's gonna be able to work on it, and their person who's gonna be able to repair, you're gonna call Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know,
Brazil, Indiana right now.
and probably the more people go to streaming, pretty soon it's gonna,
Yeah, they're
We're
gonna get
Well, you can buy a Samsung TV and get 300 channels for free. If
yeah.
you have internet. You know?
Dave, does that violate our agreement?
I don't know, we'd have to read it.
I don't know.
That's been so long for
It's under a
Sparklight.
state issue franchise.
If nothing else,
But the problem is that
nothing else,
the Commerce,
hold the county accountable.
right, I understand
Give them a
that,
call and say, hey,
but-
listen, in our agreement, it says this.
but the Commerce Commission took over cable TV services. So they regulate the cable TV services now. So our franchise agreement originally may not be any good anymore because the Commerce
You mean the
Commission took it.
Federal Commerce Commission?
The Illinois State Commerce Commission took over TV.
They regulate them.
Yeah, they regulate it.
Well, I've heard a lot of excuses from Sparklight. I never heard that.
Yeah, no, the Illinois Commerce Commission regulates them now.
The only thing the franchise agreement does is says that's the only cable company that can come to Tilton and they have to pay us franchise fees.
And we
Quarterly.
And
discontinued.
we forfeited that years ago.
We still get it.
Still on our bills.
You didn't know the franchise fees on the state issue.
Yeah.
But it only governs the actual video,
Huh?
not the internet,
Right.
so they can raise internet prices. It doesn't fall under the franchise.
Well, that's what we want to do, they get everybody to flip over, and then you're gonna be locked into streaming and
I mean,
internet, and then they're gonna
10
rack.
years ago, all the cable companies knew they were gonna lose their video subscriptions, so they invested in the internet, knowing that that's where their revenues.
Well,
were
it's just
gonna
like,
come from.
it's just like satellite, you got like.
We have to look, Phil, and see what our agreement reads with them right now.
Box them off, you can't get nothing on your own.
If we can't get what we want, we'll harass them.
There you go. I agree.
You ever think of trying to call Mike Marin or anybody?
Oh, shit, that's a waste of time.
No.
They're pretty good there.
Yeah,
They wouldn't do nothing about the cable.
But he's just gonna, he was regulated by the Commerce Commission.
yeah, we dealt with
He-
him all the time.
He can probably rattle their cage though. Sparklight's cage.
Yeah,
So. Joe?
Yeah, I do have some municipal things. Hi, Joe, with the stormwater drainage and management. I have a couple things that I wanted to get with you folks on. They did get the annual 2021-22 report published on the stormwater management website. So if you go down, you can look it up. There's 280 some pages of information and pictures about the drainage and the cleanup efforts and lots of information about what we do with the program. Mayor, I brought you a copy. The gas company has them 2 projects, one in 2023 and then the other they talk 2024. And I printed you out the big map here of the area that we sent them the map of for you to have on file of those 2 areas.
They're doing the north end first, right?
Right, yeah, it's the railroad kind of splits the project areas they were proposing. Now with those, I do have a couple comments. When they do those, when they do the Julies, it's good to really get a good layout with them because sometimes they do a lot of directional boring. And when they do that, I found later on that they hit tiles and laterals. Doing a good survey like we did down on Delwood and Florence in that area where we know the elevations and they have that. So if they do directional boring, they can shoot the devil out of it and miss a lot of the tiles. A lot of the laterals and things on the side of the roads, that's iffy, but a good layout will prevent a lot of that from happening. But I found that some of those projects in the past, you don't realize that they got into the clay tiles until the sinkhole shows up a few years later. So better layout, really good Julie layout during those projects and communication, the design process to avoid those would be really helpful, I believe. So if there's something we can do to assist with all that, well, just let me know. Yes. We can give them some topo or something, or maybe they'll work with us on that. Also on your cleanups, I did get the address lists and it came out there was 36 of the 111 that participated in the senior cleanup were from the low income area, and 15 of the 85 residents that I have addresses for that were participating in the cleanup at the park, the Tilton cleanup. 15 of the 85 were from the low income area. And so once the rest of the receipts from the landfill is gathered, I'll go through those and do the full report. But those are the low income area map that were required by the environmental justice. I was reading the definition last week on what that was. I did get a chance to go down and look at Great Creek again, where those 2 branches merge there at Monroe Street. That branch that goes south, it still has something boiling out of the ground, and I can even zoom in on the aerial photographs from the county, and you can kind of see, I still think it's something to do with that VA mine area. There was a shaft, but you can zoom in on the still photo and you can kind of see where it goes cloudy in that section, starts and stops south of the water tower there along Great Creek. And they showed in the old map, there must have been like a shaft, an access shaft or something, and there's like a drain tile there. It makes me curious if we've got something boiling out of the ground with that. So I don't know if the EPA has any recommendations where we would maybe take a sample of the water and put it in a fish tank and put some minnows in there and see how they survive, or if they have some recommended tests or something there. Yeah, just a bunch of categories of testing of what that might be. Yeah, something trying to figure out what that is and where that's coming from. It definitely clouds up the water quite noticeably down there, and I've been looking at that the last couple of years. I kind of recommend that we ask the EPA if they have any guidance on what to do with that deal.
The US EPA done that cleanup, Joe.
Excuse me?
The US EPA done that cleanup.
That's back there at that Hagler site.
So you might want to contact them too.
Okay, I do have some contact names from them. Okay, I can do that. I'll call them and see if they have some guidance on that. On May 22nd, I did kayak down the Middle Fork and between Kennebec and Kickapoo. I looked at those coal ash ponds. There's a bunch of survey markers along the banks where it's eroded. That'd be upstream of you. There's 3.3 million cubic yards of the ash after the coal was burnt for electricity production, and it's in the ponds up there, and they're concerned about the bank, and there's been some efforts to get some permits through the Army Corps of Engineers to do some erosion control. And the last few years there's been survey markers there, but I did get pictures of it, and there's pictures in the annual report from last year. It looks pretty similar this year to what it was, except for the survey markers are more noticeable. Okay, in preparation for a topographic survey of the public works site over there, I ran a 3-wire level circuit from the elevation controls along Fifth Street that we used for the park. You came down across some chiseled squares on I-74 underneath the bridge abutments, and then set several benchmarks along through the park, and then tied into your sewer channel plan to see where's everybody at with the levels. A lot of them are working on this map that we keep updating, and see what their elevation control system is in there. Now, I called down to IDOT. We met with those engineers, prairie engineers last winter about the mapping things. I did get a 700-page map there. Their plans for I-74. I've been starting to go through those. There are some sewers that are shown on here that I didn't know were out there, so I may kind of scout some of those areas out, see what they look like. The one where the sinkhole is at the park, they're proposing to dig that out, realign some things. So I do have a copy of that map there. And I went ahead and called up, since I ended up on the benchmark down there at your sanitary sewer treatment plant. I spoke with Larry Johnson. He did a lot of the engineering for you folks on that. He says you guys have a digital file of that pump station plans. He'd be okay with me having that. Did you guys get a thumb drive of that, Mayor? Or?
I don't know if we got thumb drive or not. We can get another copy of.
He said if you guys don't have it, they would work with me to get something, but he said to ask you guys, see if you had one, I can get a copy of it.
Paragraph, thumb drive. Yeah, but that's the one he just gave us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have it, or?
No, that was Jerry Motors' site.
Okay.
Okay.
Tom give us.
Well, I guess I'll check back in with them and see if we can get that to another route.
I don't know what it
Add
is.
2 of them.
It's like old.
Yeah, I'd like the most updated ones for the sewer plans, for the force mains, and then the sewer treatment plant, so I can start working on the updating the map, and then we may be back out there next week once I'm sure that the levels between these different projects that we're gonna use for your park project. I've got about 16 hours with my helper, and then all my office time is addition, but about 16 hours in the field, we'll get around the public works facility best we can and start extending into the park with what's left. Ultimately, I think it'd be best to have all the sewer treatment plant and all your ball fields in your park, and it's all the information on topo map. Maybe you can bring the road down around to this facility, all your public land there, do a nice topographic map, so as you're doing projects, we can develop that over the years. So, you'll probably see us out there. In addition to that, I'll continue on as rain and conditions permit for affecting Great Creek and the Vermillion River discharges. Anybody got any questions for me?
We'll get that other stuff out of that creek too, Joe, since it dries up that spot on Washington Street.
I see, okay.
We'll get it out of there. We're, of course, you know where we're at right now, putting storm sewer on Delwood, but
Yeah, you are down there right now?
yeah,
Okay.
yep.
Okay, I'll go down there and take a peek.
Okay.
So did you guys do some videos down there too, of some of that pipe and things down in that area?
He didn't do the video. They cleaned part of it, but he was worried about the railroad guys working on that bridge until they get out of the way.
Right, did you find the end of the tile on the?
Yeah.
Is it down in there?
Yeah.
What I was talking about, is it plugged up?
No, it's not plugged up, but it's bad.
Is it, so
Yeah.
you're rebuilding that?
He don't want to blow out until the railroad gets out of the way.
That's on the railroad side now. Farther to the south, with the street that Butch and
Melrose,
Melrose,
they ain't got that far yet.
okay. All right, well, I may spin by there and see what's happening. But yeah, getting the water flowing down there would be a good start.
Yes.
Trying to alleviate it, because most of the people are pumping some pumps. And
Yep.
one section was climbing in the street, which was kind of the original complaint.
We're working on the deal with Moore's, the third house down there.
Down,
Yes.
you know,
Yep.
where they got gravel there or something.
Yep.
Very good. All right, well, call me if you need any help. with
Okay.
that.
Anybody else?
I'm Josh with B&B Construction. We met with you guys a few months back. We had talked about using some of the land back just over here for a little tiny home community. We hadn't projected to get started on that until about now, or a little bit, further down the road anyway. So, long story short, we've got some business development going on. We're recently in the purchasing process of acquiring the Westville Ready Mix concrete facility. So anyway, we have talked to a few of you who wanted to come in today just to kind of introduce the idea about bringing that to Tilton. We've done some just market research as far as availability and competition analysis and stuff like that. Everything's leading back to Tilton would be a pretty good area for this, not only for us, but like for the community. Also be able to bring in some of the rural towns over in Indiana too. So we're right now, like I said, we've done our down payment, we've done all our legal paperwork with our lawyer and our legal team. Right now, we're just kind of in a waiting phase. We did show them some respect, and they've had that business for 2 family generations, so we are allowing them to run that out as long as they like. The maximum deadline would be December 31st for their last day of having it. However, it does seem like they're working with some municipalities, and more or less, it sounds like now they're just hoping on wrapping up those current projects that they have open, and then really trying to begin the process of getting everything over to us. So the lanes that are back off the Herschel, and anyway, like we said, we know we're gonna have enough land. Our long-term plan will be to bring in 7 trucks. As we acquire the business, we'll only be coming with 2. But again, I think the existing business model, they were, small family business, and that's how they like to do it. We respect that. We'll just try to, put our little touch on there and bring a little bit more business to it. So, again, just wanted to introduce that idea to you guys tonight. And then at some point, we are aware there's some different programs out there that we were going to even have access to with the tiny home community. So we want to just explore those options with you guys and see if we can work together and come up with some sort of resolution to get going over there. So,
Where was you planning on putting it?
we don't have the exact address right now. We're over on Hodge Street, so it's just, I believe right behind the,
By the lake?
yeah, right by the
I'm
store.
gonna, I'll be blunt with you. No, I don't want it by the lake. I know what concrete products do.
Can you
I
switch
know
places?
The waste, the runoff,
Switch
and I
places.
don't need, we don't need that in our pond. So if
No,
you guys
I'm
can come up with somewhere else besides by the lake.
Yeah.
I'm all for you.
Yeah, and that's why we're here. I mean, I feel very
Oops.
confident that we can collectively come up with some good ideas together, and we absolutely hear you on that.
You
too. So-
think, Brandon, you could switch places? Like,
Yeah, I mean-
take your other business back there and put the concrete business where you're at now?
Yeah, that's what our goal was. The goal was to basically move our business in the back corner to get it out where it's at now.
And put the concrete plant
And
on Hodge,
we can't, we can put concrete plant, probably fit it in now, but it's gonna be really, real tight.
right?
That's what we're, looking, but yeah, if we can get that and put a new building, we'll actually tear down one of our buildings.
I mean, you guys surely can understand your deal, but we're all seamen, which has the lime and all the chemicals in it and all that, be by a pond that we use for recreational purposes. That may not be a good idea. So if you can.
Yeah, I don't know how, I don't personally know how that would affect it.
You're gonna wash out somewhere, aren't you?
Well, yeah, you're gonna wash out, I'll tell you wash out where you drop off at.
No, that don't always happen. Sometimes you gotta bring it back to the plant. That's what I'm saying. There's things there that could lead to problems with the lake.
It's, that property, it doesn't go all the way to the lake there. It's off, by 300, 400 feet, I believe. So I don't know if that would affect it or not.
Well,
51.
no contour of ground when you have a pond or a lake, everything in the surrounding area heads toward the retention. So anything you're within reasonable distance of that pond, any wash off, any runoff and all that other stuff, sooner or later it's gonna make its way to the pond. I ain't got a problem, I have no problem at all with your concrete truck, I just want to protect the waterway over there.
Mhm.
Well, we're actually, we're on Hot Street right now, so we're on the other side. We have two drains that go straight to that pond, I believe. I think talk to you about that. So, either way, we're sort of washed out. I think
If you wash down on that Hart Street, we can tell you to wash out behind your property, which puts you even further away from the water.
Right,
Right.
right.
There's no way to wash.
Then they runoff would have to cross the roadway to get to the lake. So there's buffer zones in there.
There's no way to wash out on one property there's no way to wash out on that property. Be a washout spot. On the 2 Hot Street we're at now.
That's what I'm saying, that's what I'm getting at, because I think Joe could attest to this, but concrete business, it can create a mess, especially if you have a breakdown. Bad loads. If you get a load rejector where you plan on dumping it. It's just that multiple stuff there that I was thinking about that we need to keep it away. So if you did it behind the property you're at now, you made a dump pit and you clean it up and all that, and remove the product so let it stack up, yeah, that'd probably be a great idea.
Another option is, I don't know if something with the city, if we can, I mean, since we're close where we're at, is there a spot that we give the city that we could just wash out and dump out? Like say we did have a bad load come back, I mean, that we can control and clean up. Like, so say we had a truck that was rejected for some reason, like say if we're doing state work, it didn't pass, whatever it's gonna be, or bridge work, and it gets rejected and it comes back to our plant. Then we can bring it over to, I don't know, say there's a spot somewhere. I know right now they're dumping stuff over at Jim Motors. I don't know who owns it or what's going on with all that. But say we have something like that, and then we go out there, break, when it dries up, break it up, control it, and then they can be crushed up and be used for, recycling.
You've got to work out a deal with the guy that
That's
controls
support.
it.
That's support ready mix.
No, I'm not talking all the way to back.
Jim Motors.
Well, I'm just, that was using that for example. I'm just talking about anywhere else we could get a spot. For that. I mean, we even have enough room on our land right now that we have, if we had to make a spot there. I mean, I just feel like it'd be nice back there because if we put the plant that we bought, if we put that where we're at now, I mean, that thing is gonna be like, we already get complaints about off it across the street if we don't, because we do concrete as well. But if we don't, or clean field there, we get complaints, from off it, and then get the police car come out there, and we.
You guys done a good job fencing everything in, Brandon.
Yeah,
I can tell you that right now.
We've got fines and stuff on that, which is, I mean, whatever, that's fine. But my thing is, this thing is gonna be way up in the air. And I mean, I just, I would respect them across the street, and I know they spent millions of dollars building that. And I just don't want them looking at a big, it's a big yellow town.
They had to drive by and look at Powell's building every day.
Well, I mean, that's
I mean-
a different subject there. I mean, I can't really do it about that one. But I just feel like if that was put in the back, and my idea on that is looks like there's like a road. It shows on GSI map, there's a road there. And I was thinking like right on the corner of that. So it'd be like the farthest point away from that lake. But if, I mean, it was just something, it was just something.
There's a pit
on the
back there
government
now.
side. I mean, I think we can work together, either dump it on our side and pick it up and then we can haul it out. Or we can work with, you guys.
Be more happy to work with it, like I said, to protect the lake part of it.
Batteries must be out of that clock.
Concrete, the waste, the supplies. If you got, if
It's
you're
6
gonna
o'clock,
set
wasn't
the mom and pop operations out, so you're gonna have large bins of gravel, sand, cement on top of
Yeah, I know it, but that
any waste products. you-
battery must be dead.
I just don't see that being a good place right by the pond. The property you have right now, we have a buffer because of the roadway. So if anything did go there, it would go through the ditch. Over there, if it starts running, it's gonna be in a pond. That's the.
So, but I mean, so is that the only concern we have is just the dumping, like the waste on that property?
Your cement, you're gonna store your cement somewhere.
Right.
You're gonna store the sand somewhere. You're gonna have to store your gravel somewhere. Because I heard you mention state bid. So that means you gotta get all this inspected.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna do state work or bridge work. I mean, that's just.
Well, I was saying, that you have to have a big enough stockpile to take care of the state project you want, because they're gonna come in and inspect your stockpile, and they're gonna give you the okay for you to make cement for them. Well, once that stockpile comes down, now you gotta go through the inspection again.
Is there something like barrier wall that can be built? I mean, that's something we talked about. I don't know if that would be with them or another engineer. I mean.
Well, Joe takes care of our stormwater and runoff. So, if you'd like to get with him and discuss what you want to do with him, then he can come back and report this as far as that corner.
So, I mean, you guys so you're saying if I have a whole, like I have a pile of rock there and a pile of sand, you're about when it rains, that runoff from that?
Yes.
That product?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. In the line.
And just the production of your concrete. Just the production itself will have enough runoff of, you're cleaning off your trucks before you leave the facility. I've crushed up at Prairie for a couple of years and they have a lot of runoff everywhere. And just going out onto the road, he can contest to it too. Going down in the drain in the city, they're on Section Street, so he'll no houses to deal with, but that's what he's getting at, it's a runoff, the clean of your trucks and stuff like that. And if you have a misload, once you dump it, you'll have the water and everything mixing in, it's still gonna be liquid. It'll still come out.
And you can't put it in our sewer. No, I understand that, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, if you put it farther back, it'll contain and it'll soak in, but it has to be contained somewhere.
I thought the idea of you moving back there was to make that place on Hodge, your current place, more presentable to rent for retail or something.
Yeah, I mean, I was at one time. I mean, I
That's
just,
what the mayor told me.
yeah, I mean, at one
I
time,
don't think that lot's big enough anyway.
that's what we're gonna do. I mean, it just, well, when I first built the building, I mean, I didn't think that I would grow into it ever.
Yeah.
And then just, I mean, now we're, 30-something trucks deep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we'll work with you. Like I said, I just figured, we figured we come,
Oh, we had Joe.
come you guys and
Look at that.
bring home the business.
I wouldn't go along with that. I don't want no cement.
There's some weight limits out there.
Hydro, on Hydro, anywhere near the lake. It'd be nice for it.
Yeah, I don't care where we go.
A little business, a little fun, whatever, but like. I think it must put it in the woods.
Huh?
You're gonna work with Offutt? You're gonna work with Offutt?
Offutt don't have anything to do.
No, I mean, you're talking about across the street from Autumn Field. Paul's building he owns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would bring us good tip revenue. No, it's not.
Be down on cement place, needs to be down across lane,
Okay, well,
things like that.
we'll just turn over Joe. The water's running off too. Just turn over Joe, let Joe. Where the water's running off. Really? We just let Joe survey the lot and make sure, let Joe survey the lot.
You'll take a look at it.
But you guys work with Joe and take care of it.
Yeah, we were just talking, I mean, that's something, retention pond.
I mean, we got a little time to decide what plus you guys do too, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's purchased, I mean, so we like to bring it to Tilton. I mean, we really would.
Yeah.
Well, Joe knows a lot about the EPA and all that other stuff there. He's also, he don't like dirty water.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Anybody else have anything from the public?
Can I bring up something? I got a letter
Yeah.
about the garbage.
Yes, and I gave,
Now, listen to this, now, you're gonna love this.
okay,
Me and Ryan's been working on this, and what we found out is that Virgil's son pays $90 every 3 months. My neighbor paid, until she switched, was gonna pay $130 every 3 months. Yours is $166. His mom was paying $300 every 3 months. Holy cow.
For one toter?
Yeah, and they want to charge $45 to come pick the toter up. I spent 2 hours on the phone. Man, I went through 6 different people to tell them that they were not charging me $45 to pick that up. I was delivering it to whatever facility they wanted, but they weren't charging $45.
She paid
We found out with yours, at 6 different prices. By the same garbage company in the
It
town.
just went up.
Now, you know what, now you wanna hear what I found out? From
yes, please.
somebody that, Republic will give you the highest price and they'll work with you to bring it down. Anything that's over their normal charge, that guy gets a cut of. It's commission.
So I have contacted them actually 4 times, but in the process of those 4 times, I've gotten 3 different quotes, story quotes. The first time I contacted them, they said they'd lower it to $106.60 every 3 months. So I had already paid the $166. So I called to find out what my credit was, thinking it's going to be about $60. And they told me I owed $46. So then they were supposed to call me back, and they would call me back. So then I called them back again. I said, look, can I get a senior discount? Can I get a single person resident discount? I shouldn't pay the same amount as the guy next door that has 5 people in his household. Same, I mean,
I know a lady that's paying $130 every 3 months.
and she only put her toter out.
I mean, some weeks I can put my tote out. When there's only one bag of trash in it, there's no point.
So, and the light of talking about trash companies, I went ahead and put earlier in the month, put out a survey for the Tilton residents to take, basically asking some quick questions about trash service. We got 87 responses out of that survey, which I thought was really great. So real quick, I have it displayed on the TV behind you guys if it's something you want to look at. But the results will be posted on the website too, so you can look at them. Out of the 87, the majority of our residents that participated in the survey used PAPS disposal. And the rest of them are listed there. Republic there were 17 participants out of the 87 that used Republic. The second question was how long they were with them. And again, I'll pair this into a spreadsheet so you'll know what goes with what and what service, but.
You don't need to know that.
Yeah, some people, you can see a lot of people are faithful to their trash companies and they've been with them for 6+ years. How often is your trash picked up? Everybody here is once a week that participated. What is your total cost? 72% of the survey, 63 people pay $20 to $34 a month. Of that, 6 people pay $80 or more a month for their trash pickup.
I pay less than that.
Well,
I think part of it's,
You don't-
may have come from the confusion, like technically, if
You
you
don't
break
get
my
every-
bill down,
Yes, I do.
I thought you
I
told
only
me
pay like
every other week.
$30 a month. but
yeah,
I pay-
and I can't validate the authenticity that
Pickup, I mean.
that the 6 people that put $80, if that's $80 a month or $300, or it was
You got
$80
Schaefer,
for the
ain't you?
3 months or however it's billed. But, I mean, from my own mother's bill, I can see $80 a month. And so that's that. One thing that we were curious on, I know we always talked about trash pickup and when it was picked up. So I put a question out there for the days that it was picked up, and you can see they're all over the place on the trash pickup day. And a lot of it is on Tuesday mornings, or I'm assuming mornings. And then of the 87 people, this question was more for when we were thinking about the municipal contract. 28 of them have their trash company provide their containers, and 59 of them provide their own trash containers for pickup. And the billing cycle, again, monthly, every 3 months, and once a year. 38 people pay monthly, 45 every 3 months, and 4 once a year. I asked people if there are fuel charges. As you can see, a majority of them said no, there's no fuel charges, but I can attest that Republic has a fuel charge.
Yeah.
So those no's were, I can tell you now, we're not Republic. And then how would you feel if the municipal contract for the trash service could bring residents significant lower trash bills than you're paying now? 54% of the people said that they think it's a good idea for the village to consider. Obviously, that has changed the way that we're thinking here on the board with some of the things that we found out, but I just wanted to see the public input on that. So that was a quick little survey. Like I said, 87 people responded. I thought that was pretty good for Tilton. But yeah.
What's even worse is you got one company that charges a tipping fee to dump, and they own the dump. So they're not charging themselves.
So I did give Virgil, Billy, I gave Virgil
I got
my 2
Linda.
bills. Just.
I don't think there's any 2 people getting the
I
same.
paid
outfit.
166, but
Oh, did he pay up?
no,
If he did, I'll give you my bill.
no, I just gave it to you so you guys have them as a reference point.
So
I got
I just
it.
thought that
I
would
put them
be,
in there in my box.
that would be nice to share with everybody, and something that we'd like to start doing in the future with other topics is putting surveys out for our residents. It helps us make an educated guess as a board. On average, the average answer for if they would like us to look into this, it doesn't really matter to them. That was the average answer. So as a board, we could chalk that up as that we just move on from that.
Now, your question from here, my suggestion would be call around and get prices from other people and that'll shop.
I will let you guys know, though, if you are using a certain company, if you tell them you are leaving because of their rates, that's when they will charge you to pick your container up. If you just tell them that you had service issues, they don't charge you.
And what's funny is they told Doris that she wasn't doing it, come get her floater.
Yeah.
Mike, a big rip, and say that.
I turned it upside down, then they.
Ours did too. So I told them that, they didn't charge me. So I
Make sure.
2 hours, they told me it was broke, and then that's when they said, oh, we won't charge you.
Yeah, mine got a rip that long in front of it. and that
$50 a month
thing.
For my trash service, Schaefer Sanitary out of Urbana, but they have to come this way anyway to go to the dump once a week. And so it's $33 if you're a veteran, or I was like one of the first people to sign up, so I got in on the good deal. I think it's 36 for, what?
Can't do that. You can't sell it.
I'm not trying to sell it, I'm telling you how much it is. It's, I think it's like 36.
Yeah, no, I'm going to, because like I said, I talked to them 4 different times and they've told me my rates different, 3 different times. So.
But I thought that's, I think I interrupted, I'm not bringing it up here in meetings so other people just sit there and stuff.
Well, I guess, you know, what really confused. Well, I disagree with the rate increase. My biggest concern is I already have 2 neighbors that forgo trash service, as well as up until I started the installation on my security gate.
They got to go.
It was 2 to 3 times a week, people trying to come onto my lot, go to the back corner, empty their truck bed out of their trash and drive off.
That's what they use.
I mean, I was making a weekly dump run with everybody else's trash. My concern is if somebody else's bills look like mine, they're gonna forgo trash service. And then we're gonna have a bigger mess here in town.
Well, Roll, and the other thing of it is, I also heard that if you're with tweet, they're like on a dumpster, if it's tweet, not touching metal, they charge you extra.
It is. They did that at Carnegie's.
So,
Almost $100 extra
so
for a box that raised it up that far.
Is that right?
Yeah, mine's never full, so.
They didn't,
That was the last time.
they didn't pick our trash up
They do
for
it.
3 weeks.
They do
because
it.
of the truck. When I was the only truck that had to lift our dumpster.
so just put the word
I would
out.
sure take it.
I'll definitely shop. I want to bring it. I just thought it was odd that that person was at the last meeting and then the following Monday I got my phone.
That's how mine got started on this, because my neighbor called, I called him, so he asked his mom, he called me back, you ain't gonna believe what my mom's paying, $300 every 3 months.
That was the first, that was with the rate increase, but the rate increase, yeah, I understand the rate increase, and I understand the fuel charge, but you can't have best of both worlds, you have one or the other, that's where that's at.
So, yeah, that's.
And I sit and wonder too about all these people that have ACH payments and they don't even know that they're paying this shit.
That's why he's trying to get it out on the computer and all that other stuff.
Because like I said, last thing we need is a bunch of people stopping or doing trash service.
Let him show up, he's gonna have to help. He shows up.
I don't know. The only thing I like about the Republic with that lift, I put loose limbs and stuff like that, you know, falls out of the trees. The others you got put in the bag, or, because they just come by and pick up a bag. I don't do that. Huh?
Patch has a lift on their trucks.
Have they? Do they use it?
Yeah.
It ain't an arm like,
No, but that's on the back, and they won't leave the trash on the ground.
do I?
They won't leave the trash on the ground, like the arms do.
Oh, yeah, they do.
I've never had anything spilled on mine.
Mine said they would pick his box up and drop it off in his driveway.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't stop.
Yep.
It'd be halfway down my uncle's yard before I had to do it.
Is that right? I'm darned. No, I never have it.
So anyway, put the word out, everybody, we know what's going on, so just don't start calling around.
Is that where you end up getting it from?
Do you got anything?
No, I don't.
Brian? Virgil?
No.
Except for July 2nd and July 8th.
Second, they had the,
This weekend.
Yeah, we got
in the summer over there at the park. We're gonna have a golf cart parade July 2nd. And then, so we end up back at the park just before the band starts, so we can have awards and stuff and
Boom.
prizes for the golf carts.
Okay.
Good.
I have this.
Bob,
Documents.
Scott, Scott,
This weekend, the senior picnic at the Herschel Lake from 10:30 to 3, free fishing. Anybody 62 and over,
be anyway.
come out and play games and bingo.
And what's the date, 17th,
Show on the ice cream truck this year.
18th?
It's supposed to come.
Is it supposed to come this year? Okay. Hope they bring more people. Yeah, they got
10:30 to what?
3 o'clock,
10:30 to 3. The food will be served at 11.
11?
Yep.
Oh,
Film it too.
huh?
Film it at 2.
Yeah.
See you, sure.
Anybody else got anything? Huh? No, what we doing now?
Motion adjourned.
Not yet.
We've got business items.
Wyatt didn't show
The
up.
mayor's all messed up tonight.
Wyatt ain't here.
We can still, he never showed up before.
All day.
I'll vote for you.
Skipped it. I thought maybe.
Go ahead.
All these are, new. Need a approval to pay Curry payment 5 and Midwest ask request 2. To get payment, send the payment to the EPA.
Four, three, two, one.
reimbursement.
3, 2, 1.
Now we gotta change it because they told everybody.
I'm worried.
Got that?
Yeah, I make a motion.
Need a motion.
Second.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Sheets,
Yeah.
trustee Washkoviac,
Yes.
trustee Weir.
Need approval to advertise 314 Brentwood and 1523 Mites of the lots for 2 months on the webpage.
3,000 minimum?
5,000.
5, you think? Think you can get that? I don't
Why
know.
don't we just split it up there more?
I think we can.
Split the difference.
You know how the real estate market.
You can always come down, but you can't go up, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Minimum 3.
Do you?
House on that one.
Yeah, but if
that's
you
like
put minimum 3, that's what
160.
they'll bid.
Put 5.
Yeah. Please.
Put 5, see what you get. You don't get none, then you can
Yep.
Lower.
do it again.
I make the
Yeah, as
motion.
long as we're advertising our webpage, you care, we're not paying.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I make a motion that we post it on the website for $5,000, minimum bid a piece for 1314 Brentwood, 1523 Mites
I'll second
for
that.
2 months.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Sheets,
Yeah,
trustee Washkoviac,
Yes.
trustee Weir.
he's gone.
All day tip application, and Keith recommended like $15,000 one-time payment.
That's how much we're giving.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he's got several.
yeah, that's what Keith recommended.
Make the motion that we accept Keith's
Proposal.
proposal for holiday.
I'll second it.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Sheets.
Yep.
Trustee Washkoviac,
Yes.
trustee Weir.
90,
And I read that proposal before the meeting. so-
we get, $90 ban for July the 8th. What was that, Scott? 3,000, okay.
Okay.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley, trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Washkoviac,
Yes.
trustee Weir.
Yes.
I took the privilege to moving the stop sign from King and 16th Street instead of Meitzner and 16th Street because of the high volume of traffic and accidents. So we need a motion to do that.
Make a motion to accept the mayor's recommendation.
Second.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley, trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Sheets.
Yep.
Trustee Washkoviac,
Yes.
Weir.
Cemetery.
Not really.
Cemetery.
Okay, cemetery, no, that okay.
From my floor to King.
We'll leave that on every month. would you?
Okay.
Cemetery.
Okay.
In case we need to discuss anything about it. We'll leave it on the agenda every month.
The only other one that I forgot to list down here is
108 West Third Street, the alley way.
25-foot strip.
Yeah,
Check with the attorney and see if we can just sell it to them directly because
they're the only
nobody
one.
else has any use for it.
No.
So then we'll just
Advertising
table
be
it then.
Yeah.
waste.
Let me see.
We have 3 foot, we have to have 3 feet more of that right of way because that sewer's that deep. To get, if something happens, we have to dig out deep, it's gonna be way down. Well, that dug about 20 foot, probably on that block.
So they're only gonna end up having like 22.
We were 21 foot behind your mom and dad's house. And we worked to the main, so.
I make the motion that we have Tiffany contact the lawyer, see if.
They're
they can sell
deep over
it.
there.
Okay, so how much do you guys wanna sell it? I mean,
$1.
it's 25 by 60.
Well, we paid for it.
We paid nothing, my grandparents.
Double.
Okay,
$2.
my grandparents.
Yeah.
Inflation.
This is the deal. These guys are working on this house or remodeling that house.
Yeah,
They added a little addition on it, replaced all the windows. They're trying to fix it up, getting sided and everything. So it's an improvement of the community and I think it's worth $1 for the lot.
I amend my motion to sell for $1.
As long as we
as
can.
long as.
As long as-
And they're not gonna
Put
quit
that in the car.
Yeah, they're not gonna quit working
They're
on it.
good, they're hard.
Yes, they
workers.
are.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Well, you need a second?
Joe Smiley, Joe House.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Sheets.
Yep.
Trustee Kubiak,
Yes.
trustee Weir.
They made heck of improvements, all new windows already.
Heather?
Yeah.
Motion to approve.
You owned a rental there.
Motion to adjourn.
Anybody else have anything?
We're not doing cemetery fees.
No.
No, I'm not ready to
Adjourn.
adjourn.
We're gonna leave that on there. Huh? There you go.
Second.
But
Who made the
That
first?
fell apart. What the hell?
Who made the first?
Billy?
Either one, Billy, I
Who
guess.
made the second?
Sure me.
Trustee Barrett,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yep.
trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Kubiak.
Yes.
take the records.
And